Hi, people. Yeah, bad habit. But life leads you down strange roads. So, I decided to make a video in honor of this whole Nicole Arbour issue. She kind of sounds mad that people are fat, that fat people are in the world, but I think she's forgetting something. Nobody's perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. This world is not perfect, and the world will never be perfect because that's the way it's been. Honestly, if God wanted the world to be completely perfect, it probably would be, honey. Um, I think she was a little rude, well, quite rude and out of place, and I don't find any humor in it. I don't know anybody who would. And I saw a person defend her talking about that she was simply trying to say such. No, that's not how you speak to a person who you don't even know what they're going through in life. Um, I don't even know what skinny is. I mean, I was chubby in school, and in ninth grade, it got worse. I was bullied severely tortured, and it makes me uncomfortable to be around a big crowd of white people because of it. And it's not all their fault, but the people who really tortured me in high school were white football players. And I mean, sure, when I got a little older, black people tried to make fun of me too, but they were more playful with it. It wasn't such a serious thing. They didn't try to really torture me. They would make it to where you could laugh too. It wasn't all serious. But those white football players, they wouldn't just verbally pick on me, they would physically pick on me. They would hit me and kick me and knock me on the ground, all because I was different. I mean, I didn't even know what fat was. I didn't know that being fat was wrong. I didn't know it was wrong to look different from everybody else. Uh, I was the only black looking person in my class. The other guy, I think he was Mexican. The rest were all white, and so it just made it seem so racist. Then my principals were white, and they told me that it was my fault that I was getting picked on, that I egged it on when I was just trying to defend myself. I was the only person trying to defend me because nobody else there would. The teacher wouldn't do anything about it. The other girls, the two girls in my class and the couple of guys who didn't mess with me, they didn't do anything. Nobody tried to help me. I mean, I was only 14. How could I just up and help myself, you know? And Nicole Arbour sitting here acting like being fat is just our thing. It's not always by choice. I wasn't expecting to be this way. Yet I'm stuck in this body, and my body is not built to be your size. I'm not built to be as skinny as you are. We know that some of us have had a problem before. When I cook, I don't really fry foods that much. It's rare. Um, I mostly bake my food and put two vegetables with every protein I cook. So, and I don't eat out a lot. So, you can't sit up and just tell us. what you think we're doing because you don't know. I've been speaking with someone and getting ready to join a gym and try to get fit, more fit. I have a goal weight, which is right above the set weight for my height for a large body size, a large build. So, I have a plan that I'm ready to put into action. So, while you're sitting up here being a stereotype and hypocritical and all that other junk, what do people say about skinny girls? Skinny girls have been made fun of before too. Some get called chicken legs and stuff like that, and toothpicks, and then you have the girls who are anorexic and bulimic because they think they're fat but they're not. So what do you call that? Everybody, has issues, and if you don't care, why are you making such a big deal out of it? Who are you to tell us what the world is thinking or wanting to say to us? You don't speak for the whole world. I'm not here to judge you. But, you seem like you may have had some issues in your life that have led you to sounding like the devil is inside of you. Because, that's just how you sound. I'm not saying protect our feelings, but be a little more considerate. Is it so hard? Has anybody... It sounds to me like nobody's been considerate of your feelings. But, you have feelings. We all have feelings. Some take it harder than others. Some wear their hearts on their sleeves, on their shoulders, whatever you want to call it. It's more to every story. And you can't walk around and judge every single fat person that you see. That fat family you were talking about, dear, they might have issues in their family. They might have diseases in their family. And for you to talk about a fat family the way you did, are you listening to yourself? So, I wanted to read something for you. This is directly to Nicole Arbour and whoever thinks that she's right. This is for you and y'all. God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next. Amen. Anybody who knows God knows this prayer and knows what he's trying to say. Nicole Arbour, you should just accept things the way they are because you can't change every single fat person. You can't make every single fat person lose weight. Have courage to change yourself and the way you look at life and the way you talk and the way you treat other people, because it all has reflect and it can all come back to you times 10. It's not a joke. People's lives aren't a joke. If your life matters, then so does ours. It's ridiculous. It's pitiful to be ridiculed because we're fat. So what? Oh, who was that said so what? It was a model. I believe her name was, oh crap. Yeah, Memory Block. I know her. I watched her show. Memory Block. Tyra Banks. Yeah, that was her name. She said, so what? Because, hell, I mean, look at the skinny people that are famous, dear. They gain a little weight, and the world talks about them like they're fat, like they're trash. So it's not just fat people. Skinny people get ridiculed too. Just like everybody's ridiculing you, calling you Barbie and all that. I don't want to call you anything. I just want to pray for you. That's what I want to do. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to keep you in my prayers and pray that you understand the prayer I just read to you. Because if you truly understand it, then you wouldn't be on here making these snide, rude, obnoxious videos. Hey, I'm fat, but I'm learning to love myself still. Because my life isn't perfect. My life was never perfect. I have I had a dad, have a dad, who was on drugs my whole life, which affected me negatively. Who was never there for me, who still really isn't there for me, but wants to claim himself as my dad. So before you go judging everybody, you should get their full stories. People who just sit around and eat all the time, yeah, they could get up and do more in their life. But I don't sit around and eat all the time. I really don't. So don't judge me by the way I look. Judge me. Judge me by the person that I am.